Hello everyone. Wishing good morning. I, Dr. Kalpesh Popat, welcomes you all for today's webinar on live demo on PLSQL organized by Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University, Rajkot. Today's speaker, Dr. Jaypalsinh Gohil, is a doctorate in computer science and having more than 17 years of experience in the education field. He is currently working as assistant professor at Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University, Rajkot. His areas of interest are advanced DBMS, RDBMS, temporal database management system, and blockchain. This webinar will cover live demo on PLSQL procedures. We'll also provide you with an email where you can download your e-certificate. We'll send this certificate link within 5 working weeks. In case you have any doubt during the session, kindly write your query in the chat box at the end of the session. Thank you, all of you. Over to Dr. Jaypalsinh Gohil.
Thank you very much, Kalpesh sir. Now the agenda for today's session is some hands-on practical live demo we will do to understand the some basic fundamental and advanced concepts of PLSQL. So let me start with first of all what is PLSQL. I request once again Kalpesh sir to confirm that I'm audible properly and my slides are visible.
Yes, sir. Your voice is clear as well as your slide is also visible.
Thank you, sir. So, in simple terms, in layman's language, PLSQL is nothing but extension of SQL. Okay, SQL, as we all aware, that it is a structured query language. It is a standard. Suppose I want to query my database, I can use the SQL for querying the database. But SQL has certain limitations. For example, it does not have procedural support. Suppose I want to perform some exercise and it requires use of conditional statements, looping statements, then in those cases, SQL cannot help us. These are the only one reason I'm telling you. So, due to certain limitations, PLSQL, which is the extension of SQL, is developed. So that along with the SQL capabilities, we can also incorporate the procedural language capabilities. Now let me briefly discuss about the major features of PLSQL. One of the main advantage of using PLSQL is it provides the procedural capability. Suppose you are a programmer coder, you want to code something, you want to write a certain program, then you require some fundamental basic programming techniques. For example, you require loops, you require control structures, you require iterative control loops, sometimes you require conditional control in your code. So all can be possible with PLSQL. So that is the first feature, major feature that is supported by PLSQL. It also provides support for variable. So in PLSQL, I can also declare and use the variable as we are using it in other languages. Error handling. So in PLSQL, we are calling it as a exception handling. So suppose during the execution of code, any error comes or runtime error comes, so I can handle it with the exception handling, which is one of the support provided by PLSQL. It also supports subprograms. It is related to reusability of the code. Suppose as you are doing, suppose some projects, generally projects are divided into various modules and sub modules, right? So some modules are repeated. So functions and procedures and packages are available by using which you can write those kind of code which is reusable. So subprogram support is also provided by PLSQL in form of functions and procedures. Portability. Suppose you have written the code in one machine, same code Okay, you can um, run in other machine also, right? So portable code is portable. PLSQL code script file, suppose you have written, same script file will run on other machine also. And sharing of code is also possible. Suppose multi-user environment is there, I can share my code with anyone, and who has the SQL PLSQL support tool and application, so they can run their code there also. So these are the some main features of PLSQL, and due to which PLSQL is an extension of SQL. SQL has certain limitations. Due to that, PLSQL has came into existence. Now let me brief you about the general block structure of PLSQL. So if you see roughly, PLSQL block is divided into four different sections: declare section, begin section, exception section, and end section. Now in declare section, we have, as a programmer, we have to declare certain variables. We can also declare cursors also there. Suppose we want to declare any exceptions, that also user defined exceptions, that also can be declared in the declare section. We also have begin section. Begin section we can call the heart of the PLSQL block. So our program code, our logic will be there in the begin section. Exception section is there to handle the errors. So suppose you feel that during the execution of code some runtime error may occur or may encountered. So you can, okay, code the exception in the exception section to handle such type of uh, errors. And finally, end marks the end of the PLSQL block. Okay, since our session is more focused on hands-on practical, I'm not going into detail and more about the theories. So four sections are there. If I want to declare, I want to execute any PLSQL block. Out of these four sections, begin and end two are mandatory. Minimum two sections which are required to execute any PL block are begin and end. Declare and exceptions are optional. If you don't write, still your script file or PLSQL block will execute, not an issue, right? So this is the general block structure of PLSQL. Now, let me brief you about what we will do practically. We will do hands-on practical. So on the slide, I will not explain example. I will show you the hands-on practical based on the example which I refer. So one example I will show you. We will try to implement it practically, and then also we will see the output. So what I have done, I have kept similar type of example. Suppose example 1 is there, which is telling me that calculate the square of the given number. So same thing we will done in function, same thing we will try to perform in procedure, and same thing we have to code in a package. Okay, so here I will write simple PL block. Then I will tell you how you can write the same code in procedure, how you can write the same code in function, and how we can translate that code inside the package also. Okay, so it will be a sequence, in a sequential manner we will go step by step. So first starting with this basic example. So if you see here, I have tried to calculate the square of inputted number, right? So that is our example one. So let me show you now practically. So for practical, I am using Oracle. It can be any tool which supports the PLSQL, but I prefer Oracle here, and I prefer also plain vanilla, means command-based interface for executing SQL and PLSQL commands. Okay, so let me open the script file. Okay, let me open the script file. So same script file I have shown you, right? Uh, First I'm setting server output tone. Then I'm declaring the two variables. Number one, which I will take from the user. Second variable is s, which will hold the square of the given number. Now in begin, I have to take input from the user. So I have written this highlighted statement, number one, ampersand number one. And then I have calculated the square of the given number by the use of power function. Right? Simple. Now I have to also show the square of the given number. So I'm printing the original number, square of that number. Right? And I also handle the exception. Suppose my inputted number is more than the precision which I have set. Suppose I have written here number and size 5. Suppose it exceed this precision, then this exception will occur. So I have handled this value error exception here also. So I have written that within the exception section and marks the end of the okay this PLSQL block. So this is a simple PL block that we are writing every time, right? So let me execute it. So I have created a script file. You can directly copy paste or you can write directly code on SQL prompt also directly here and you can execute it, not an issue. Now I'm running the script file by writing start. You can write either at the rate or you can write start to execute the PLSQL code of the script file, right? So it is asking me enter the value for number one variable. Suppose I give 5, it is showing me the output means whatever the statements that I have written in the PLSQL. Square of 5 is 25. So this is the simple code and majority of you may be aware about that how to write the square of the given number. If you see carefully in this example, I am not dealing with any tables, right? Directly I'm taking value from the user and I'm calculating the square and that I am showing to as output, right? So here, whatever the value that will be done by the user, that will be given by the user, it will calculate the square of it and it will show the final output, right? So that is the simple VLSQL block and majority of you how know about it, how to do that. Now, second example involves the finding the name of the employee based on the given employee number. So let me explain first of all code and then we will see practically. So if you see here carefully, what I have done, I have declared two variables, right? I have declared two variables, v employee number and v ename. And I have used anchored declaration of variable, right? I have used the anchored declaration of variable. So first variable will hold the value of employee number and second variable will hold the value of name of the employee, right? So nothing but I'm searching an employee based on employee number. So whatever employee number will be given by user, the name of that employee will be given as the output. So that type of simple program I want to code here, right? Okay. Uh, can anybody tell me here I've written percentage type. So what is the meaning of percentage type and what it will do? Because I have not mentioned the data type and size of the variable. Instead, I have used anchor declaration. So in the chat box, you can write your suggestions and answers. What is percentage type? Can anybody tell me? No, it is not modular. Yes. When I write percentage type means what? See here, I have written here emp dot emp number percentage type. It means that whatever the data type and size of the emp number column of emp, okay, same data type and size will be assigned to this variable. So in previous example, we have written number 1, number 5 likewise. So we have data type number and size is 5. But here we want to assign the same data type and same size of EMP number column, which is part of EMP table, to this variable, which is VEMP number. Okay, so this is called anchor declaration of variable. So that I have done. Now let me move to the begin section. Here I have written M%. So I'm taking the input from the user that please provide the employee number which exists in the table. Now I have used the select into close. So it will transform the employee number into VENAME variable based on the provided employee number. Means whatever the employee number given by user, the employee name for the same will be stored inside this variable. So for that I use the select into close. So select column name, employee name, ename into variable that we have declared here, right? V ename from EMP where employee number is equal to V employee number. So whatever the employee number provided by user, same employee number will be given here as an argument in where condition, and corresponding employee name will be fetched and stored inside this variable which we have declared, right, previously. And finally in dbms output put line, I am printing the, okay, employee name based on the given employee number. So this is the simple code. I'm searching any employee name based on the employee number, right? Okay. Now let us do the hands-on practical on this. Let me show you first of all structure of employee table. Describe command is there, right? Describe EMP. So it shows the structure of the employee table. So if you see here, we have used the reference of this two column while declaring the variable. So here we have number and size 4. Here ename varchar 2 size 10. So same data type will be assigned to the variable that we have written in the script file, right? Instead of writing manually data type and size, same data type and size will be assigned to the particular variable. See here. So this we have done by declaring these two variables. Okay. Now let me check the records of the employee table. So I will write select star from EMP. So these are the records, right? Now my second example, why I have written this to search any employee. So now I will execute that script file which I have written. So start, file name, so it is asking me for variable, right? It is asking me for provide the employee name. So let me give this employee number, last employee 7910. Okay, so this value will be stored in VEMP number. See here, I have declared the variable and I'm asking from the user. So that value will be stored inside this variable initially. Okay. So see, it has executed the code and it is showing me the output that the name of employee is Kumar for given employee number 7910. Let us take another example of this employee, which has the employee number 7920. So let me execute the code again, but instead of 7910, now I will write 7920. Okay, so it is showing the name of this employee whose employee number is 7920. So based on the employee number, it will show the corresponding name of the uh, employee, right? So this is this kind of PLSQL block I have written, simple PLSQL block to code the or to search the given employee. Now, major difficulty we are facing in programming and coding when we try to translate anything, okay, into advanced level. So suppose same thing I want to do in procedure, same thing I want to do in function, same thing I want to perform by using the package. And what are the minimal changes that we have to do, and same thing we can incorporate in all the advanced PLSQL topics also. So that I will explain now. So next thing is related to stored procedures and functions, right? So PLSQL provides the support of subprograms. Subprograms are majorly covered by procedures and functions. So whatever the code which are reusable, right? Code which are reusable, same code, okay? Same code we can use again and again, okay? So we don't have to code it again. So code reusability is one of the major advantage of PLSQL, one of the major feature of PLSQL. So by using subprograms like procedures and functions, we can write that. So let me now briefly explain what is procedure. So stored procedure, okay, in PLSQL is the series or sequence of operations and tasks that you have given, right? It will be called or it will be executed whenever user calls a specific procedure. So it is not like that it will execute automatically. You have to call that particular procedure. So procedure and functions behave similar to the functions which we are writing in other language, right? So whenever we are using a function, we have to call that function. Same way, if we are using in PLSQL procedures and functions, same we have to call. So that code which we have written as a part of procedure or either function will be called. So major advantage of procedure is we can reuse the code which is written in procedure and function, right? What is user defined function? Now we all know about inbuilt functions which are available in Oracle and in other platforms also. But user can write their own function to perform certain tasks. Okay, for example, at the end of every month, HR is doing the salary calculation. So they want to know the total salary they have to give to each and every department every time. So that type of code we can write by using a function. So we can create one code every time they have to just execute that code and can find the total amount of salary they have to give to each department. So that type of uh, code we can write using a function or procedure. Okay, possibilities are endless. I'm only quoting some useful applications with procedures and functions. So again, function is like a stored procedure. The main difference between stored procedure and function in PLSQL is function explicitly will return a value and it will only return a single value, whereas procedure does not return a value but it has the mechanism of out parameter. It has the mechanism of out parameter, right? So that we can use it. How to code, how to write this return statement, we will see during the practical. Now, when any programmer or coder dealing with store procedures and functions, they have to deal with certain parameters. So parameters can be passed in mode, can be in out mode, or one parameter can act in both modes also, in mode also and as well as out mode. So in mode is permitted in procedure and function. Since functions are returning a single value, we will not have any out mode variable or in out variable. Instead, it will have only in mode variables in functions. Procedure will have all three types: in mode parameters, out mode type parameters, and in out mode parameters. Because as you know that procedure does not explicitly return the value, but by using out mode variable, we can return the value outside of the procedure. Okay, so procedure incorporates all three modes parameters: in mode parameter, out mode parameter, and in out parameter. But if we are using the function, then only in mode parameter is permitted, right? Now, how to execute or run procedure or function, right? There are two ways. I can call a procedure from command line, okay, or I can call a procedure from separate PL block. Both way I will show in this demo how to call procedure and function from command line and how to call it from the separate PL block. Now let us again go back to our hands-on practical. Now see, example 3 is in the continuation of example 1. In example 1, what we try to do in simple PLSQL, we want to calculate the square of the given number. Same thing I have done here, but by using a procedure. See what's the difference? Where is the difference? If I write simple PL block and same thing, suppose I want to do with the procedure. So first of all, you have to write this statement: create or replace procedure, then name of the procedure, and you have to mention the in out parameter. So one value you have to give inside the procedure, other value will be given as the output, okay, from the procedure. So if you recall our example 1, let me show you once again. We have two variables, right? Number 1 and number 2. Number 1 will we have to get from the user, and variable s that we are printing, which will hold the final result of the calculation, right? Now same variable here we have to declare as a in or out mode parameters. So that is the first comparison that I'm doing. What will be the change? So here I have to write two mode parameters. So number 1 I was asking from user. So similar here I have declared parameter A. So this parameter will be given as in mode parameter inside the procedure, and B, after calculating the value of square, that value will be stored inside the B, right? Now is and as, that is as per syntax we have to write. You can write either of these two terms, is or as, okay? Begin, and then see, logic is same that we have written in PL block. I'm calculating the square of the inputted number A, okay, to the power of 2, and then I'm just printing it, right? If you don't print also, you can print that value from the command line. I will show to you. Okay. It is not necessary to print here also. We can directly execute a procedure and we can directly store that value in a global variable from command line also. And the same exception I have written again, same exception which we have discussed. Okay. In our example one, suppose if it is more than the precision, then this exception will be get raised. Now let me show you first of all how to execute this example from the command line. Okay. So I'm going back to our SQL editor, right? Let me open the file. Our example number 3 I'm opening, right? Okay. Now here I've written the definition. So generally I prefer to write it in comment. So single line comment to dash you have to write, and after that everything will be considered as a comment. Now let me remove this. This is also not required here, right? Why? I will show you. Otherwise it will print two times. Once it will be executed and second time when I am printing the variable. Let me save it. Okay. Now I'm showing you how to call a procedure. Let me write how to call a procedure from command line. How to call a procedure from command line. How to call a procedure from command line, right? So let me show you. So how many mode parameters we have? A will be in mode and B is in the out mode. So one thumb rule is there. When you are calling any procedure from command line, whatever the out mode variable is there, for that you have to declare one variable of the same type. So here my variable B means parameter, second parameter that I have declared in my, if you see here, okay, second parameter B. So it is in numerical format. So same type of global variable you have to declare here first. So I'm declaring variable, for example, B1. Name can be any. Name can be any. It cannot be the same. It is not compulsory that you have to write B only. But data type should be same. So I'm writing numeric data type. Okay. So I have to write variable B1 data type number. Okay. So that variable is declared globally. This is called global declaration of variable. So now whatever the procedure is outputting, that I will store inside this B1 and finally I will print that value, okay, from command line. So to execute procedure and function, I will write execute. This is the keyword or command I have to write, okay. First I will write execute. Then you have to write the name of the procedure. But be careful here, you don't have to write the file name, okay, which contains the code. You have to write the name of the procedure which is written in create or replace procedure. So here my procedure name is procedure underscore square. So by that name only you have to execute or call a procedure. So my file name is etexp3.sql. Okay, but that is a script file. The procedure object that is created within the Oracle will have the name pro square, right? So with this name I will call a procedure. Okay. So I will write here execute. Then I have to write the name of the procedure. Pro square. Now two parameters are there, right? So two arguments I have to give here. First in mode, suppose I write 6, so it will calculate the square of 6. So this 6 will be passed as in mode in parameter a, right? And now I have to store this, whatever the calculation that will be done, whatever the calculation that will be done, I have to store in b1. So whatever the value which will be stored in b, okay, if I show this here, b variable is there, right? So we are storing the square here in b. So same will be passed inside this b1 global variable, okay, and it will show me the output. Now this b1 is holding the, this b1 is holding the value of square. So let me print b1. So it is showing me 36, means square of 6 is 36, that I have stored in this variable. And finally I have to print that variable. Okay, so this is how you can execute, this is how you can execute a procedure from command line. The way is same for function, but some minor difference is there, right? Some minor modifications you have to do. This I have shown you how to call this procedure. Okay, so same thing I have done. I have, okay, calculated a square, and I have shown the output outside of the procedure. Okay, now example number 4, same example is there. Okay, but this is related to example 2. Let me go back to our example 2. What we are doing in example 2, we are searching the employee, right? Based on the given employee number, we will search the employee, okay, from the EMP table. Now same task I want to perform through procedure. Okay, so see here example 4, I have created a procedure. Name of procedure is p underscore search. Remember this name, this name we will use on command line, okay, to execute or call this procedure. Now two variables or two parameters I have to write. If you see example 2, we have declared two variables. So same way, that many number of parameters either in mode or out mode we have to define in procedure. So here I have written, right, VEMP number, in mode parameter, and same anchor declaration that I have done in the example 2. That is also allowed here also while you are declaring the parameters. VE name, out mode parameter, it will take the same data type and size of this ename column of EMP table. Okay, what I have written here in logic, same select into query which I have written in example 2. Only thing is here I have write it in procedure. In previously same thing was done through simple PL block by declaring variables, right? Now how to execute it from command line? So let us execute this procedure also from command line. I can code also everything, but it will take more time if I try to code everything. So for simplicity, code is there which I have written and tested before this session. Okay, so remember this name, p underscore search, procedure search, that we will use, right? I want to find the name of the employee based on the given employee number. See here, Here only select statement is there. Even DBMS statement we have not written for printing, because we will print that value outside of this procedure scope globally on command line. So first step is re-execute the script file. Okay, re-execute the script file. Fine. Next thing, again one in mode parameter is there because we have to input employee name, and one out mode parameter is also there, right? Which will show us the name of the employee. So for out mode parameter, let me declare one variable. Okay, m name for example, which will hold the result that is coming out from the procedure. Data type, varchar2 I am taking, you can take character or any string or character appropriate data type. Okay, but remember here, when you are declaring any variable on command line and it is of textual type, it is in string manner, suppose that variable will hold the okay character data, so in that case please specify the size also. Okay, otherwise it will create problem while you are storing the value. Fine. Now let me execute the procedure. Can you type the name of procedure? I have told you to remember which procedure we are executing. Okay, I have told you to remember the name, right? P search, right? So I have to write procedure name. Now in mode parameter. So if you see, we have used this employee number and the name of that employee is Kumar, right? So same number we will use here to get the same employee name. So we are cross verifying. So here 7910 will be in mode parameter value, that is the employee number, and I will store whatever the employee name that I am fetching through procedure inside this variable. So I have to write with colon m name, right? PLSQL procedure successfully completed means our procedure is executed. Now print the out mode variable or parameter. So I will write print m name. So it should give me the name Kumar. Okay, based on this employee number. Let me re-execute the code. Let us write this second employee 7920. Name of that employee is Sumit. So let us cross verify whether we are getting the same employee or not. Now I'm printing the name. So I'm getting the same output. Okay, I'm getting the same output. Fine. Okay, so this is the second example how I can convert it into procedure. Now function. I hope my screen is visible to all of you. Now in whatever we have done in example 1, 3, now we have to replicate it in example 5 also, right? Now I have to do the square again. I have done it through simple PL block. I have done with procedure. Now same thing, I want to calculate the square of given number. I have to do with function. So I can use the function here. Okay, but what is the change? See, okay, minutely, what is the difference between simple PL block? Okay, what is the difference between procedure code, and what are the difference between procedure code and simple PL code, right? And the function code that I'm showing you now. So see here, I have to declare a function in a similar way as we have declared. Let me directly show the script file. Maybe it is not completely or easily visible to all of you. So let me show that. Okay, so what I have written, create or replace, instead of procedure, now I have to write the function keyword. And this is the name of function by using which we can call that function. Now see here, in argument, as I have explained you earlier, if it is a function, I can only pass in mode parameters. I can only pass in mode parameters. Procedure will allow all three types, in, out, and in, out. But in function code, I can only pass in mode parameter, right? See here. Now instead of writing out mode, we have to write this return keyword here while we are declaring a function, and which type of data it is returning. Suppose here we are returning the square. Square means numeric data. So appropriate data type you have to write here. Appropriate data type you have to write here, return and number is, or as you can write. Now remember here you have to declare a variable because we don't have any out mode parameter directly declared in function. Now to store the calculation, we have to declare one local variable here within the function. So again, process is same. We are storing the square in B. This output line is also not required. Okay. Because we will print that value outside. Okay. From command line first. I will also show at the end how to call these procedures and function from the PL block itself. How to call it from separate PL block. Okay. Exception. Same exception I have written. So see the difference. In procedure here, two parameters are there, A and B, I have to write. But here only in function in mode parameter. I have to write return keyword and which type of data I will return. So see here, calculation is stored in this local variable. That variable I have to return. So this you have to write. This was not there in our procedure. Return B. So I'm writing that. Okay. So now B will hold the value of square, which we will store somewhere in our global variable when we try to call this function, okay, from the command line. So let me save this. Let me re-execute the script file first. Okay, remember the function name f square. Okay, f underscore square. Okay, function is created. Now I can execute this function. Now what thumb rule I told you? Suppose I am calling the function or procedure from command line. Whatever the out mode parameters are there, we have to write here. Okay. But here no output variable is there, no output parameter is there in function. But we have return variable, right? So for return variable also you have to write one global variable here. Means the number of output parameters for procedure. Same way, number of return parameters. Okay, only single are permitted, only single is permitted for function. So that we have to declare here. So here I am writing again b1, which will hold the value of square. Which type of value is returning by function? Numeric. So I will write number. Now let me execute. Can you tell me the function name? I have told you to remember. Can you write it in chat box? Function name, please. F square, right? So I will write F square, then value. Suppose I want to do the square of 4, I will write 4. So this will be in mode variable within the function. And here I will write B1. What you say, it will work or not? All of you, I'm asking you. Suppose this way I was calling a procedure, right? But same way, suppose I write, it will work or no? Okay. Now remember this thing carefully, that suppose I'm calling a function and procedure from command line, process is somewhat different. Here this variable will be shifted here. So here I have to write B1 colon equal to, and then I have to provide only in mode parameter here. So this way you have to write while you are calling a function. Okay. So first function name, in mode value, in mode parameter value, and that you have to store somewhere in the global variable which we have declared earlier. Now let us check. Let us print the value of b1. It should be 16, right? So I'm getting 16, means my function is operating properly, not an issue, right? So this is how you have to do. This is how you have to write a function, and this is how you have to call a function. Calling a function, calling a procedure, methods are somewhat different, right? Let's move forward now. So this I have shown you how to calculate square of given number by writing a function. Now we have three codes: example 1, 3 and 5. In example 1, we are doing the square but with using simple PL block. In example 3, we are doing the square, same thing again, but we are doing with procedure. And in example 5, we have done the same thing but by using a function. So observe the change, observe the modification that I have done in the code. Now example 6 is similar to example 2 and 4. What is our objective in that? To find or to search an employee based on the given number, right? Same example is there, but again here no out mode parameter will be there. Instead we have to write return and data type, and finally we have to write return keyword and variable name, what is written, which is returning the value. Okay, so let me show you that code. Okay, so here previously we have used p search procedure, right? So in that two parameters are there. Here only one, because function does not support out mode parameter. Instead we have to write return. So here we have return keyword, but here we are returning the name of employee, means it is a textual data, character type of data. So appropriate data type we have mentioned here. One variable you have to declare here locally, because we don't have out mode variable here. So this variable will hold the name of employee, and finally we are returning that, okay, outside of the function, so any other code can use it. Let me save it. Let me re-execute the code. Okay, function is created, no issue, it is working properly. Now I have to declare one variable. Can you tell me which type of variable I have to declare here? Which data we have to return from function? Name of the employee. Name of the employee means character or textual data. So appropriate variable and data type we have to take. It will work, or I have to give size also here. If I am declaring global variable and using it inside function or procedure, if it is a varchar 2 or character type of data, please specify the size also. Okay. Okay. So varchar 2 type of data I have declared. Fine. Now can you tell me? Okay. In chat box, can you tell me how to execute this procedure? Sorry, function. Function name is f underscore search. Can you help me out? Okay. After execute, what should I write? First, I have to write the global variable name or function name. Okay. So I have to write m name, global variable name, then colon equal to. So it will store the whatever function is returning, right? Now, name of the function, f underscore search. Then we have to specify the employee code or employee number as an inboard parameter. So that I have specified. Okay, it says that procedure or code is successfully executed. Now I have to print. Now I have to print that variable m name. So Kumar was the name for this employee code. Okay. So same thing I am getting here, right? Same thing I am getting here. Okay. So this is how same code for searching an employee based on given employee number we can perform through function, and how to call that function from command line. Now see this particular example carefully. Now till now I have shown you everything how to call procedure and function from command line. Suppose I want to call procedure and function or combination of that through separate PL block, how I can call it. So for that, example number 7 is there. See the definition. Write a program to call procedure pro square, first procedure that we have created, and f square means function that we have written from this block, right? So I'm trying to call one procedure and one function from this particular PLSQL block, right? So remember here, now we don't have command line. So here you have to declare the variables. Okay. So here you have to declare both in mode variables also and out mode variable also. So see x1 I have declared. So this variable, by using this variable, I will give parameter inside this procedure in mode, that for which value I want to do the square, right? Now y1, this variable will hold the final result of this. Okay, pro square yes, pro square procedure, and y2 will hold the value of function f square, right? So we have created one function and procedure, you are aware that, for calculating the square. So y1 will be out mode variable from the from the procedure, and y2 will be the returned variable. Y2 will store the value which will be returned by our function f square, right? And finally we are printing. So what we are doing, first we are taking the value from the user. That same value we will provide as a in mode argument. And second, we are providing variable name which will hold the either procedure value or function value. Now remember here we don't have to use the columns. While we are calling a procedure or function, we are using the columns, but here we don't have to write columns, right? So see here how to call a procedure first. We have to write the name of procedure, pro square, in mode parameter, so that I have taken from user as a first step in begin, and y1 which I have declared will hold the value of the square that is coming out from procedure. So see, in this procedure code we have written the logic how square will be done, and final result of b I am storing inside this y1, and finally I am printing this. Okay, dbms output put line procedure call. So this is the output I am getting from procedure. The square of given number is this. Now how to call a function from separate PL block? So procedure is same as we have done on command line. Only thing, you don't have to use columns. Here y2 will hold the value which is returning by the f square function. So f underscore square x1 means the same value we will pass here in mode. Okay, for which value user want to perform the square, and finally we are storing that value in y2, and finally we are printing that value, right? So here we are writing function call. So it will show the square of given number which is coming or which is returning from the function. So let me execute this code now. So that is our example 7, right? Suppose I want to do the square of 7, for example, right? So see, first output is I am getting from procedure. Square of 7 is 49. So this is y1, and this is y2 variable which holds the value of function. Okay, so this is the example, and by using which I have shown you how to call a procedure and function from separate PL block. Okay, so I have called procedure square and function square both from the same PL block. See, procedure is same, we have to write in a same manner. Okay, but instead of execute, PL block will be there and this colon will not come, right? Directly we have to write function name and argument. If procedure is there, directly we have to write here variable, sorry, procedure name in mode parameter comma, okay, variable name which will hold the out mode value. Sorry, let me go back to our example. Okay, so this example shows the how to call a procedure and function from the PL block. You can call other procedure and function, you can code here. Now package. Anybody knows what is package in PLSQL? Please briefly can you tell me in chatbot quickly? What is package in PLSQL that I'm asking? You can write in chat box whatever you know about the package in PLSQL. Yes, PLSQL package is a named collection of function and procedure. Okay, fine. So in simple terms, in layman's language, package is nothing but a container. So suppose I want to use my code frequently and I want that code or that module frequently, I can keep in package, and from package I can call it. So package is nothing but collection of more than one object. It may be function, it may be procedure, or variables also that can be held within a package. So package are nothing but schema object that stores the PLSQL types, variables, and subprograms. Subprograms means procedures and functions. Now, since we are dealing with practical aspect, package has two parts: package specification and package declaration or body. Okay, so package specification is the first part, and then we have to create the package body or its definition. So until now, whatever we have seen, we have created simple one script file, if it is a procedure, function, or simple PL block. Now for package, right, we have to create two separate script files. One will hold the package specification, means package declaration, you can also call it, or package definition, you can also call it, right? And then you can also store package body and definition also. Means your logic part will be covered within the body, and package specification part will contain the definition or declaration of the package. Now, what is the main functionality of a package? Suppose multi-user environment is there and who are using the centralized database. So most reusable content, okay, as an object, we can keep in a single container called package. And whenever that specific code, that specific piece of code is required by anyone, it can be called from a package. Okay, so package is one type of container which will hold more than one variables, cursors, procedures, and whenever required, anyone can call that, right? Now again, how to call subprograms, that is procedure and function, from the package. Again, two alternatives are there: call from command line and call from separate PL block. Okay, let me now show you the practical demo of how to create, how to define, how to manage, and how to call a package, right? So here definition is like this: write a package which specifies, means you have to declare one package which contains one procedure called pro square and one function called fsearch, which we have created previously. So see here, package declaration part, I'm showing that. So first script file will hold this part. So here I have to write create or replace, then which object I'm creating, package. Now package, and then I have to write package 1 as, okay. Then see, I have to write, I have to declare the declaration part of procedure and function, which I want to keep it within the package. So here, so previously we are writing create or replace procedure, procedure name likewise. But from that you have to remove create or replace. You have to simply write procedure, procedure name, and its parameters, in and out parameters. Okay. Then function, suppose secondly I want to store a function here. So instead of writing create or replace function, I will directly write function, function name fsearch, vEmployee number, in, means its in mode parameter, and its return type, means whatever we are declaring in procedure and function, same thing we have to write here. But we don't have to write create or replace, right? We are directly using that available packages and functions which are there. Now end pkg1. Okay, so see here, I have to write end. Generally I'm writing for PLSQL block or for any procedure or function only end and semicolon. Here I have to write and package name. See, here I have written create or replace pkg1. So same you have to write here also, and package 1. Let me show you now practically the code of this package. Let me close this code. Example 8. So same code I have written here. One procedure and one function definition will be created through this procedure. Sorry, through this package. Okay. Now you have to just execute it. So see, it is showing me that package is created, right? Package is successfully created. Means now this package will hold two objects, one procedure pro square and one function called f underscore search. Okay. So as I have told you, package has two part, package specification. So that I have shown you in example 8. First of all, you have to create the definition of the package. So that we have created. Now it's logic part. Whenever that particular procedure or function will be called, okay, what will be the outcome? So that we have to code within the package body. So that part I am showing you now. Okay, so here this is example 9, which contains the package body which we have created earlier, that is pkg1. For that, body part will be here. So see here, write a package body part with pro square procedure and f search function. So first I have written the procedure code. See, same code we have to write here. Procedure name. So let me show you our example. Okay, pro square. So see, whatever we have written here, you have to write the same thing. Minor difference is, okay, you don't have to write create or replace. You have to just write procedure name. Same code is there up to the end. But if you see here carefully, after end, it is written end this procedure. Here I have not written end and semicolon. Otherwise, it will mark the end of package, right? Okay. 1 second.
Jaypalsinh, you are muted.
Yes, sir. I know some disturbance was there. That's why.
Okay.
Now am I audible? Kalpesh sir? Okay. So now you can see here procedure square, same code we have to write, but here with the end you have to write that procedure name. Now function. So same function code we have to write here, and we have to also write end and that function name here. See. Okay. And finally, this is the continuous code. See, here I have declared the package body part, create or replace package body pkg1. And finally, that you have to end here, end package 1, right? End package 1. Fine. So now let me try to use this package, and from that package, first of all, I'm showing you how to call that procedure and function from the command line. And finally, I will show you how to call procedure and function from separate PL block, but by using the package. Okay. So let me show you that code of package body. That is our example 9. Okay. So that code we have written here. Let me save that code. Let me execute that script file. Okay, so package, first we have created a package, first part, package specification, and as a second part we have created the package body. Now, right now I'm showing you how to call this procedure and function which we have written within the package from the command line. Okay, so let me first call procedure pro search, sorry, pro square, procedure square from the package. So I will again declare the variable which will hold the out mode variable from the procedure, variable y, data type number. Now here we are writing execute. Now if you remember, if we simply calling a procedure, we are writing the procedure name directly. But now since this particular procedure is part of the package, I have to write that package name. pkg1 is the my package name in the definition. Now with dot I can access any object which is part of my package. I can call any object. So right now I want try to call procedure square. Now rest of the things are same. Same in mode parameter we have to pass. Same out mode variable we have to write with the column. Right? Now suppose I print again value of y. So it will show the same output 16. Right? Same output. But see here I have to prefix with the pkg1 package. Okay. Now let me execute the function that is also part of our package, that is app search, searching an employee name based on the employee number. Okay, so I have to declare one varchar2 type variable, m name varchar2, size we have to give. Now execute. Then I have to write the name of the global variable which will hold the value which will be returned by function. So that will be stored into m name. Sorry, spelling mistake is there. I have to correct it. Okay, m name equal to then name of function, which is the part of package. But see here, I have to prefix the package name. From package, now I want to access the f search function, and in that I will specify the employee code. So Sumit is the employee. Okay, as per our past results. So now I will print that variable. So that same name I am getting. See, same procedure, same function, I'm calling it now from the package. So see, what is the difference if I'm calling it from command line? I have to prefix it with the name of the package. That's it. Okay. So that is the thing. Okay. So this I have shown you practically how to call procedure and function which is part of the package from the command line. Now, suppose I am using a package and I want to call procedure and function from package but in separate PL block. So I have done this. I have written this code example 10. So in that, if you see, it is similar to our example 7. It is similar to that. First, we have to write the procedure name, parameters. If I'm calling a function, then I have to store the return value. Then I have to write the function name likewise. So similar type of code I have written here, but see here, functions are different. Function and procedure are different. So x and y. So this variable will hold the value of pro square, okay, which is out mode variable. And this two variable I have taken for our second function for searching the employee, right? So I'm taking the value of x for calculating the square of the given number. Then I'm taking employee number here from the user, and that I'm passing in procedure and function. Only difference is I have to prefix the package name. See here I have written pkg1, then procedure name, pro square, and then in out mode parameters. And that simply I have to print. Similar way, to call fsearch function, I have to prefix with package name because it is part of the package. pkg1 dot fsearch and employee number, which is given by the user, and finally it will show me the name of employee for the given employee number, name of the employee based on the given employee number. Okay, fine. Let me show you the now final example. So see, first of all, it is asking me for, okay, value for doing the square of the given number. Suppose I am giving it. Now it is asking me for employee number. This is for function that will be called from package. So I am providing employee number. So see here, this is the output of the procedure from package. See, I have written here specifically procedure call from the package, and this is the function call from the package, right? So these two procedures and functions both are called from the package. Okay, so this is how you can also call sub programs which is part of the package from separate PL block also. So in this session, I will try to cover how to write the same code with the simple PL block, procedure, function, and how to code the same thing in package and how to call them separately and how to call them, okay, from the package. Okay, so I hope that this particular session, though it is a very short duration session, I tried to cover majority of it, majority topics, uh, but it may be there, some of the topics may be left behind, but whatever I know, okay, according to that I have tried to cover within this session. I hope that this session is fruitful for all of you. Kalpesh sir?
Thank you, Jaypal sir, for the wonderful session on live demo on PLSQL blocks. We'll cover the question answers to some time. Before that, let me share my screen. Jaypal sir, will you please stop sharing your screen so that I can give the details about upcoming webinars?
Yes sir.
I hope I am audible properly.
Yes sir, you're audible.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. I hope my screen is also visible right now. These are the list of our upcoming webinars. Next in the lineup is data analytics using by Professor Vinod Vivek Gondalia, and the webinar will be on 1st of July 2023 at 11 a.m. After that, we do have a image processing by the Professor Vinod Pal on 8th of July at the same time. And after that, we have data mining webinar by Professor Meghna Bhatt on 22nd of July at same time. These are the courses offered by Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University. We do have UG courses like BCA Honors with Cybersecurity and Cloud Computing as a specialization. BSc IT is there, BSc Data Science is there, where is the specialization for data science is available. While in case of PG courses, we do have all-time MCA, MSc Cybersecurity and Cyber Law, as well as MSc Data Sciences there. These are our social media platforms where you can be in touch with us. We do have Facebook page with the name Marwadi MCA. You can like and subscribe the page so that you will get the details about the upcoming webinars as well as some technical topics we are going to publish on that. On Instagram, we are available at Marwadi underscore education underscore FCA. On LinkedIn, we are at Marwadi FCA. And the webinars recorded session will be available on our YouTube channel called FCA Marwadi University. So all are requested to like and subscribe the YouTube channel also. Thank you from my side. Thank you all for patience listening. Let us have some question answer session from the audience to Jaypal sir. Jaypal sir, please check your message window and try to give the answers to the questions asked by the users or the I guess the participants.
Okay. One question is like this, which is faster, procedure or function? So if we compare the different modes, parameter modes, then if we take out mode parameter in procedure, and if we compare it with the return keyword of the function, then function is faster than out mode parameter, because inherent some processing will be done by the procedure, and then procedure will store the value which needs to be outputted in the out mode variable. But function directly returns only single value, so it will take less time, and directly some pre-processing is not required as compared to procedure. Yes, any other questions, students, participants? See, memory depends on your system. Suppose I'm writing a package and it is stored in local PC. Suppose server and client are configured in the same. So it depends. And if you are storing in the server, generally packages are stored in the server, so it can be accessed by anyone. So and generally, as you know, that memory requirements of the servers are very much fulfilled and large. So it does not take it does not have any issue while it is called from a server side. Yes, any other questions?
Thank you, Jaypal sir. Now I don't think more questions will be there. Sir, one question from Miss Jyoti Gupta is there. So please try to give the answer.
Okay. See, what are the difference between and 8i and 10 means? Okay, IG. Okay. See, there are various naming convention used by the companies. G is used for grid computing. So at that time when it is released, there is a concept of grid computing in the market. So 8G is there. Suppose when cloud computing arrived, at that time whenever Oracle is launched by Oracle, they have named as Oracle 12C. C symbolizes the cloud. So that's how naming conventions are there. Okay. I hope Jyoti madam I have answered your question.
So thank you, Jaypal sir. We'll share the PPT and other material in the WhatsApp group. Jaypal sir will share the PPT and the other material in the WhatsApp group itself. Plus, I'll share the YouTube link whenever it is available, so that you can see the recorded session on our YouTube channel. Thank you, all of you, from Faculty of Computer Applications, Marwadi University. Thank you, Jaypal sir, once again for the wonderful session. Now, all of you can leave the session. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you. Thank you, Kalpesh.